Have you ever wondered what makes you, you? Why you have your mom's eyes or your dad's smile? The secret lies in a tiny, incredible molecule called DNA. Think of it as the ultimate instruction manual for building and running your entire body. Today, we're going to unravel the mysteries of DNA, step by step, in a way that anyone can understand. So grab your curiosity and let's dive into the microscopic world that defines who we are. So what exactly is this DNA? Letters stand for Deoxyribonucleic Acid. That's a mouthful, I know, so we'll just stick with DNA. Imagine a giant library. And inside this library are billions of books. These books contain all the information needed to build a city, run its power, manage its traffic, everything. Your body is that city, and DNA is the library of cookbooks containing every single recipe. Each recipe tells your cells what to do, what to become, and how to function. From the color of your hair to how your body fights off a cold, it's all written in your DNA. Now, let's look at the structure of DNA. You've probably seen that famous twisted ladder shape, right? That's called a double helix. Let's break it down. The two long, twisting backbones of the ladder are made of sugar and phosphate molecules. They just provide the frame. The really important parts are the rungs of the ladder. These rungs are made of 4 chemical bases: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. We just call them a T, G, and C for short. Here's the cool part. These bases always pair up in a specific way. A always pairs with T, and G always pairs with C. Think of them as puzzle pieces that only fit with their specific partner. A and T are a pair, and G and C are a pair. So, if you know the sequence of bases on one side of the ladder, you automatically know the sequence on the other side. This simple ATI-GC pairing rule is the foundation of how DNA stores information and copies itself. The specific order of these letters, the sequence, is what makes up the genetic code. So we have this incredibly long ladder of information. How long? If you could unwind all the DNA in just one of your cells and stretch it out, it would be about 2 meters long. That's taller than most people. How on earth does all of that fit inside a microscopic cell nucleus? The answer is amazing packaging. The DNA is supercoiled and tightly wound around proteins, kind of like wrapping a very long thread around tiny spools. This tightly packed structure of DNA and proteins is called a chromosome. Humans typically have 23 pairs of chromosomes in each cell, for a total of 46. You get one set of 23 from your mother, and one set of 23 from your father. This is why you inherit traits from both of your parents. Each chromosome is like a volume in our massive library analogy, so you have 46 volumes of instruction manuals in almost every cell of your body. These chromosomes carry all of your genetic information, neatly organized and protected. Now let's talk about genes. What are they? A gene is simply a specific section of DNA on a chromosome. Going back to our cookbook analogy, if a chromosome is a cookbook, then a gene is a single recipe inside that book. One gene might have the recipe for making the pigment that colors your eyes. Another gene might have the instructions for building a protein that helps digest your food. You have about 20,000 to 25,000 genes in total, and each one has a specific job to do. The collection of all your genes is called your genome. It's your complete set of genetic instructions. But how does a genus sequence of A's, T's, G's, and C's actually do something? How does a recipe on a page become a cake? This happens through a process called protein synthesis. Your cells read the gene sequence. This information is first copied onto a messenger molecule called RNA. This messenger RNA then travels out of the cell's nucleus to a part of the cell called a ribosome, which acts like a protein-building factory. The ribosome reads the RNA's instructions 3 letters at a time and assembles a protein, amino acid by amino acid, based on that code. Proteins are the workhorses of the cell. They are enzymes, structural components, and messengers that carry out almost all of life's functions. So DNA contains the code, and proteins do the work. One of the most incredible things about DNA is its ability to copy itself. Every time one of your cells divides to make a new cell, which happens millions of times a day, to help you grow and heal the entire DNA. Instruction manual needs to be duplicated perfectly. This process is called DNA replication. Starts with the double helix unzipping down the middle, like a zipper. The 2 strands separate, The new bases float in and pair up with the exposed bases on each of the old strands, following our ATIGC rule. The result is two identical DNA double helices, where each one has one old strand and one new strand. This ensures that every new cell gets a perfect copy of the genetic blueprint. It's an astonishingly accurate process, but sometimes tiny mistakes or mutations can happen. These mutations, or changes in the DNA sequence, can be harmless, but sometimes they can cause genetic disorders. However, mutations are also the driving force of evolution. They create genetic variation, which is the raw material for natural selection to act upon, leading to the incredible diversity of life we see on Earth. So, these small typos in the genetic code can have huge consequences, for better or for worse. So, how does this all relate to you? This is where heredity comes in. Heredity is the passing of traits from parents to their children. As we mentioned, you get half of your chromosomes, and therefore half of your genes from each parent. This mix of genes is what determines your unique combination of traits. Some traits are determined by a single gene, like certain inherited diseases, but most traits, like your height, intelligence, or personality, are polygenic, meaning they're influenced by many genes working together, plus environmental factors. That's why you might look a bit like both your parents, but also be completely unique. The study of DNA has revolutionized modern science. In medicine, understanding DNA helps us diagnose, treat, and even prevent genetic diseases. Gene therapy, a field where scientists try to correct faulty genes, holds incredible promise for the future. In forensics, DNA fingerprinting has become a powerful tool for solving crimes. A tiny sample of blood or hair left at a crime scene can be used to identify a suspect with incredible accuracy. Scientists also use DNA to study evolution and understand how different species are related. By comparing the DNA of humans and chimpanzees, for instance, we've learned that we share about 98% of our DNA, revealing a close evolutionary relationship. Even in agriculture, DNA technology is used to create crops that are more nutritious or resistant to pests. The world of DNA is vast and constantly expanding. From a simple twisted ladder of 4 chemical letters comes the incredible complexity and diversity of all living things. It's the blueprint of life, the story of our past, and the key to our future. We've journeyed from the basic structure of the double helix to the vast implications of genetics in our daily lives. I hope this has made the amazing world of DNA a little less mysterious and a lot more fascinating. It truly is the most remarkable molecule in the universe. Thanks so much for watching and exploring the building blocks of life with me today. If you enjoyed this journey into your genes, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of science. Let me know in the comments what science topic you'd like to unravel next. See you in the next video.